I've had an active lifestyle ever since I was a kid. I played sports as a younger kid. I've had a full-time job since I was 14. Very active jobs, working underground utilities, traveling all over the United States. Been a volunteer fireman since I was 16. 28 years of running EMS and fire calls. Waking up after midnight's really hard on you. It wore me down over time. I always prided myself, like I said, just being very active and never needing to sleep until I got to age about 38, 39. I started to slow down. I wasn't an avid runner anymore. I found more excuses to just sit on the couch and relax. And just over time, it just felt like I just got in a slump, and it just progressed and progressed and progressed.
I even noticed when he would come home how tired he was, and it wasn't himself. He was definitely feeling the weight of getting older and the change.
So one of the things with the fire service is, one of the challenges, I should say, is sleep deprivation from getting called out. Sometimes we work 24 and all the way up to 72-hour shifts at a time, and when you're there, you're working the whole time, so it doesn't matter when the call comes in, we gotta go. So when you wake up several years of this job after midnight, it screws your hormones up. And I'd heard of people on the fire department stories, and I'm like, wow, that sounds really familiar. So after I reached out to Dr. Baum, I told him what I was feeling, and I felt like maybe my hormones were messed up. And he said, well, let's get you some labs. So super convenient, he sent it to a local lab down the street from the house. Calls me on the phone, we have a 5-minute talk, found out my testosterone was below the normal end of low for a man, and my estrogen was 3 times higher than what it should have been for the average man. And learning what he told me about that, you're gonna gain weight, you're gonna be tired all the time. But he gave me hope. I mean, he told me I can prescribe you these few things, and within a couple of weeks, I started feeling better. I've continuously lost weight. I'm active. I don't take naps during the day anymore. Sometimes I work out twice a day. I come home, I have energy to spend time with my wife and my kids. I feel like I've got that 30-year-old lifestyle that I had back. It's helped me a lot.
So after seeing the changes in my husband, it made me want to reach out to Dr. Baum as well. And I wasn't sure if he offered the services to women, so I had my husband ask first about it, and he was like, yes, definitely. I focus on all different genders and whatever needs are needing to be met. So when I reached out to him, he responded very fast and set me up with an appointment the next morning, and it was super comfortable. I had never met him before, but my husband had, and so when we had our appointment, he knew the questions to ask, kind of focused more about myself, even though he knew my husband, it was more about like what I needed. And he kind of knew everything that I was feeling as I was saying it, which also made me feel the confidence in him of his experience with women as well. And he suggested doing hormone testing and some different things, and I proceeded with those, and he was very in tune to what I was feeling. And I've been to the doctor before and always wanted to say stuff, but I kind of felt insecure about asking. So after I met with Dr. Baum, he had sent my labs over to a local lab where I live so that I could get them done. And as soon as those results came back, he was in contact with me and made me aware of those results so that we could start treatment of what I could start working on and focusing on to help myself feel better.
Well, I feel like when you talk to him, you're not just a patient. I feel as if, I imagine he has a lot of patience, but he knows my story, he knows what's gonna work for me, he knows my background because of the conversations we've had, and he's constantly checking on me. I feel like you're not left out in the weeds, like he truly cares. The convenience is we live life in the fast lane. I mean, you've listened to our story, listened to what we've said. I'll call and talk to him, he'll send our labs in, we get it taken care of. He talks to me on the phone. He sends my prescriptions in. It's at my convenience to pick these up. I don't have to take an hour and a half out of my day fighting traffic, trying to get to an appointment, if I can even get an appointment on the day that I don't work, which today's day and age in the healthcare system, we all battle trying to get appointments. With him, it's always within a day or two. It's been really, really convenient and good for us.
Yeah. And he will respond to our labs. When I got mine done, he responded through a text and said, "Hey, I got your labs back. Do you have a second to talk? If not, I'm available." And then he gave me times that were available that I could try and make work with my schedule. But so it's been very convenient because he is very open, has a lot of time that he was able to fit us in, and he takes that time.
And I've heard that back from friends also that I've referred Dr. Baum to, that like 2 days later, they're like, "Yeah, I already talked to Dr. Baum. With the link you sent me, I filled it out and he got right back to me." And it's always, what a great guy, what a great guy. So I can't recommend him enough.